Another broken heart crying in my ear. Baby left, baby came back. Everybody's riding on the same old track. 40 songs about moonlight, 10 about rain. 1,000 different ways to explain the pain. But I'm searching through the dial and I'm wondering why. There's one little question that I just can't deny. Why is there only one song about Kung Fu fighting? One song kicking through the night, so exciting. A million love songs fill the air every day. But where are the karate jams? Somebody explain. Why is there only one song about Kung Fu fighting? Seems like that well ran dry as fast as lightning. Everybody's falling in love, that's true. But sometimes I want to hear about Kung Fu.
Good morning, America. How are you? I am Rabbi Dave, and I want to be unequivocally clear about this. I know where Bosnia actually is.
Good morning, America. I am Friar Rod, and I have an idea where Bosnia is. I've seen it on a map somewhere.
Are you
sometime.
kidding me? So, this is the controversy. Look, I had no plans to start with World Cup crap this morning.
Okay, yeah.
Because, again, the vast majority of this audience doesn't care.
We don't know that.
Seriously, I think we do.
Okay.
And even if we didn't actually know it, I'm pronouncing it to be so.
You're assuming it.
And you know what happens when you assume.
Yes.
So the big controversies in the World Cup this week. Statue Man not being allowed back into the country.
Really? I didn't know that. That's pretty funny, though.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. He can't come back because, I don't know, something's wrong with his visa. I don't know what it is. He represents the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is none of those things. It's not democratic. It's not a republic. It is technically in the Congo, so I guess
Okay.
1 out of 3 will keep in the major leagues. Anyway, he's not going to be at the next game because he can't get a visa or can't get into the country. Meanwhile, the Iranians are bitching because they have to travel to Tijuana. They can't stay in America.
So they want to come here.
Yeah. Nobody's ever been treated as badly as they have. Did you know that?
Please.
And to listen to the Iranians whine about this, because again, they're flying from Seattle to Tijuana, which is what, an hour and a half, 2-hour flight. I mean,
it's not that long. Yeah.
It's not, colleges do this every day. And of course the VAR thing, you know,
yeah.
I don't even want to get into the offsides rule because the offsides rule, sorry, I'm just going to say it, Ron. The offsides rule is bullshit.
It does need to change, but as it is, it's really not all that complicated.
Yes, it is. I had to have ChatGPT explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old because I couldn't figure it out. So,
well, that could just be a you problem.
So Iran's bitching about all this stuff, right? And the guy on the TV talking about how nobody's ever been treated as badly as we have. Until someone pointed out that, aren't you using a substitute goalie?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. We're using a substitute goalie. Huh. Where is your starting goalie? Oh, yeah. He's in prison back in Tehran for criticizing your administration. So, you know what, Iran? I don't give a crap about your bitching. I really don't. No. Good riddance. And May Allah travel with you as you fly from Tijuana back to Tehran.
Yeah.
But of course, the big controversy, the unbelievable controversy, the incredibly, how do we even describe this, Rod? Tragic controversy, the not a good look, comes from one Abigail Velez, who is apparently a reporter down in LA somewhere.
Okay.
A reporter. She's quite attractive. And she's also willing to admit that she's stupid.
Okay, the next round, Team USA will play Bosnia next Wednesday. And one thing about Bosnia, I could not point out where it is on a map. I don't know the first thing about Bosnia, and I don't want to know. That's because Team USA, we're back, we're better than ever. That's next Wednesday. Get prepared, Bosnia, because you don't want it. You don't want it like that.
So she goes off about not knowing where Bosnia is.
Okay.
You got a cute, perky TV reporter who says, "Hey, we're going to take on Bosnia," and I'm proud to admit I have no idea about anything about Bosnia, which is technically Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Yeah.
And she can't find it on a map, which I would bet is true of about 85% of Americans.
Well, without using a search, yeah, probably.
Hint, we once fought a war there, and it wasn't that long ago. Okay.
Yeah.
We made TV movies about the war in Bosnia. We put people on trial over that war. At any rate, so she goes on the air and says, "I don't know where Bosnia is." And I swear to God, this is the controversy rocking the World Cup this morning.
Well,
She
had
to
stupid Americans, right?
She was forced, compelled, made to issue an apology for that statement. An apology, Rod. She had to apologize because she said on the air she doesn't know or care where Bosnia is.
It's probably or care part that she's really apologizing for.
In a poor effort to have a little fun with the World Cup competition, I took it too far and made a thoughtless comment on air that was, quote, insensitive and inappropriate. I apologize to the people of Bosnia and the Bosnian football team. The World Cup is supposed to be about uniting communities, blah, 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 blah. She had to apologize for this.
Okay.
So she issues the apology.
And?
Of course, this has set off a firestorm on X. Why are you apologizing for this?
Yeah.
It wasn't offensive. It was cute. It was funny. I mean, and more importantly, it was true. You weren't lying. You don't know where Bosnia is. And so this went on pretty much all night. So for somebody like me who does not sleep well, this every, hour and a half as I'm waking up with cramps or pain or whatever, checking the old X feed there, the latest brouhaha storming up over her comments, over Abigail's comments about Bosnia, and the people, of course, firing back about, stop being stupid. This is pointless. Now guess what the controversy is?
Oh, no, I have no idea.
Because now, this morning, it's taken almost 24 hours to get to this point. Okay? Now the controversy is she only apologized to Bosnia. And Rod's eyes just went, what? Not Herzegovina. She left out the Herzegovinians. And
But
only apologized to the Bosnians.
But she said she didn't know where Bosnia was. She didn't say where she didn't know where.
But it's not Bosnia. It's Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Well, this week.
Like saying I'm apologizing to the Allahs and not the Bahamas.
But this week it's Bosnia-Herzegovina, right? I mean.
Well, it has been since the 90s, so. Before that, it was Yugoslavia. Before that, it was Serbia.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, this will spark a war and they'll change their name again.
Yes, I'm sure it will because powder keg of Europe is the Balkans. I mean, basically every world war that's ever started has started in the Balkans one way or the other.
So when they lose to the U.S., they'll blame us for something.
And this, of course, brings us to the idea that, well, if we're going to do this, let's do it right. Are you ready for true facts about Bosnia-Herzegovina?
Oh, okay, I guess I am.
True facts. These are absolutely true facts about Bosnia-Herzegovina as we get ready to play them in
Drum
the
roll.
World Cup. Oh, wait. You want a drum roll? Here,
Sure.
I'll give you a drum roll. You ready?
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Fact number 1. Every Bosnian family owns exactly one accordion, one coffee pot, and one emergency accordion.
Not necessarily used in that order.
The country's official speed limit is measured in grandmothers shaking their heads.
Oh.
Bosnia invented soccer. Did you know that?
I
But
didn't know
they
that.
lost interest when someone suggested keeping score. The national bird of Bosnia is the highly suspicious pigeon.
With the highly suspicious what?
Pigeon.
Okay.
The highest mountain in Bosnia-Herzegovina is Mount Second Breakfast. These are true facts about Bosnia-Herzegovina. Every Bosnian child learns to parallel park before they learn the alphabet. The
That's a
Bosnian
life skill.
Yeah, it is. It's important. My wife can't do it. The national anthem contains a 14-minute accordion solo, and nobody cares. Bosnian weather forecasts are issued exclusively by elderly men leaning against fences. True facts. Sarajevo, which is where World War I started, has more coffee per square mile than it does oxygen per square mile. Sounds like a place I'd like to go.
Well, there you go.
The official measuring unit of measurement in Bosnia-Herzegovina is, it's, quote, about over there, unquote. Bosnia-Herzegovina has never actually lost a game of chess. They simply declare it a, quote, nice conversation, unquote. Their national emergency number connects you directly to somebody's aunt who already knows what happened. Dial 911, you get somebody's aunt. Every village has one man named Dragan, Dragan, who can literally fix anything with wire, duct tape, and strong opinions. Dragon MacGyver. The Bosnian space program was canceled after the moon politely declined. Bears in Bosnia politely wait for hikers to finish lunch before they try to steal their sandwiches. Bosnian coffee is so strong that one cup can remember your childhood for you. Yeah, sounds like a place I want to go.
Yeah.
This one's for Bill. Every traffic circle secretly determines who will become the next mayor.
That's hilarious, actually.
Bosnia-Herzegovina exports 87% of the world's dramatic size.
Is that where that comes from?
In Bosnia-Herzegovina, if you compliment someone's cooking, you are legally required to eat 4 more servings of it.
Oh.
The national sport in Bosnia is inserting you don't need directions while being completely lost. Every Bosnian has a cousin who, quote, almost played for Real Madrid, unquote. Local folklore insists that if you say, and I have no idea how to pronounce this, Savapi, 3 times. Someone will appear carrying grilled meat.
Okay, that could come in handy.
I like Beetlejuice. Bosnia-Herzegovina once considered replacing its currency with jars of homemade ivar, which I had no idea what it was, so I had to look it up. Ivar is actually sounds pretty good. It's like a red pepper spread.
Okay.
But they thought about replacing their currency with that. The national pastime. Oh, go ahead.
So it's used a lot?
Apparently.
Okay.
Enough that they're going to turn it into money.
Pass me the Ivar. That'll be 3 Ivar. What?
By the way,
I just want Ivar for the spread.
Ivar is spelled Ajvar.
Okay.
Because remember, in Latin, J is a Y sound.
Yeah. Like Ajax?
I learned that from Indiana Jones. Anyway, the national pastime is arguing over whose grandmother makes the best pita bread. No champion has yet been declared. FIFA has quietly admitted that Bosnia is the only country capable of scoring directly from a coffee break. Good luck, Bosnia-Herzegovina, because we don't know where you are, and we don't care. And we're coming for you, and that's the end of that. And
yeah.
Doggone it, Abigail, don't apologize for that.
No.
I cannot believe that they're making her apologize for this. It's unbelievable to me.
We gotta buy her a coffee.
We should send her one, and that way we can all be together on this. Go USA. Beat Bosnia. We're going to be so embarrassed if we lose this game, aren't we?
Yeah. Beat Bosnia, lose to Herzegovina.
Welcome back. I'm Dave.
I'm Rod.
I had to listen for the rumble to go away.
Okay, is that what you were doing?
I wasn't used to that. There's a rumble on the end of that I was getting.
I thought you were deep in thought.
Well, I kind of was, because I was contemplating other controversies. So the Pride Night game was happening. I don't know what I was thinking a couple weeks ago when I said the Pride Night game was. The Pride Night game was Friday of this past week.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I was looking forward to the chaos. And I was somewhat disappointed because there wasn't any.
No.
Talk about a nothing burger. The local politicians basically clammed up. They basically shut up.
Okay.
They didn't say anything, which pissed off the Pride people because they were like, well, why aren't you supporting us? And they were like, cutting my head off and kind of thing. Meanwhile, I gather the game, which I did not watch, was, quote, exciting, although I don't know, it was a 1-1 tie.
Yeah.
So I don't know how exciting that was.
Well, it was the controversy of the disallowed goal for the offsides.
That could be, but the bottom line was Pride Night as an event turned out to be pretty much a non-event. Which for all the buildup, this has been the whole thing about Pride Month. I don't know where you are, but where I am, Pride Month has been basically non-existent.
Oakdale's in the news because we're having a Pride event today at our community center. It was going to be at a park, but people complained about, doing this in front of children. So they moved it to the community center.
Indoors. Of course, it's almost July in Oakdale, so...
Yeah, the temperature's actually been kind of mild the last couple of days, so, It has been in the 90s and edging 100, but this weekend's been nice.
Yeah. I was really, when I lived in the Central Valley, I was very reticent to go to outdoor events in the summertime. An occasional Modesto Nuts game or Stockton Ports game, but generally speaking, you go in the evening. I made the mistake of going to a Modesto Nuts game once on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh, no.
wearing shorts. And I could not go to work the next day. I had the worst sunburn I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
It was bad. So, yeah, so they moved the Pride event indoors. So nobody really knows what went on.
I guess. Yeah.
Well, they were proud of it. That's what matters, right?
Yeah, they were proud of the move.
Speaking of being proud, the WNBA is not proud of Caitlin Clark.
Not proud of her or what happened to her.
They're clearly not proud of her. I mean, they left her off the poster.
Yeah.
30 year. Do you realize that WNBA has been around for 30 years?
Yeah.
And hasn't made a dime one in that.
It's been subsidized for 30 years.
47% of the WNBA is owned by the NBA directly.
Yeah.
Which keeps them afloat, but not enough to actually, accomplish.
Well, see, the problem they have now is they have to keep it going, because if they don't, then they're going to be labeled what?
If they lose Caitlin Clark, they're not going to keep going. Even the NBA is going to go. Yeah. I mean, there are so many boxes you could open with this about women and cattiness and that kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
And if they lose Caitlin Clark to this, now there's a lot of people saying Caitlin Clark should go to Europe. The NBA has got to be smarter than that. The NBA has got to look at Caitlin Clark and then look at their own rosters and go, okay, maybe not for the Knicks, maybe not even for the Spurs or the Thunder. But there's a lot of teams like the New Orleans Pelicans, who most people don't even know exist. The Utah Jazz, teams like that, who have to be looking at that seventh man off the bench going, he doesn't really do anything for us.
Yeah.
She could do everything he does, plus put butts in the seats.
Yeah.
Some NBA team is thinking that. They've got to be. Because if they're not, they're crazy. Because you're missing out on a huge... Look, I know what I'm talking about here. You know how I know what I'm talking about here? You ever heard the name Manon Rhéaume?
No.
Okay. She was the first female professional hockey player, played goalie, played in the game for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And at the time, this was 1992, 1993, she wasn't good enough to play in the NHL on a regular basis. But she was a decent enough goalie that she was assigned to the Atlanta Knights, which is a team I happened to have season tickets for at the time. And on nights when it was announced that she was going to play, the Omni was packed. She wasn't that great. She was no J.C. Bergeron. She was no Mike Greenlight. She wasn't going to win the Turner Cup, but people wanted to see it. Not only that, but she was freaking gorgeous. I mean, she was so French Canadian. And, Caitlin Clark, not really what I'm into, but she's attractive. Yeah. So she's no Sophie Cunningham, that's for damn sure. But at the same time, she draws a crowd. Some NBA team has got to be looking at that going, there's no rule that says we can't sign her.
Yeah.
Why would we let her go to Europe and play over there where they hate Americans instead of, building our league up a little bit? And all of a sudden, if you're I keep picking on the Pelicans because I'm not a big fan of New Orleans, the city or the team. But the New Orleans Pelicans, all of a sudden, going on the road and drawing sellout crowds, even if she only plays 5-7 minutes, and who knows, she might be good enough to actually become a sixth man.
Yeah.
She could be that good. Are you willing to just bypass that because of...
Well, I think what would happen, though, is the other teams would be like, once she started drawing crowds, then they would start pilfering other WNBA players.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And some men out there who are the, 7th, 8th, 9th guys off the bench would be kind of going, yeah, maybe I should transition and go play in the WNBA because I would dominate there. I don't know. You watch this whole thing with her, and again, I'm not a WNBA fan. I have never actually watched a WNBA game. Don't care to.
No.
I do watch the blooper reels of Angel Reese missing every shot that she takes. I think those are hysterical. But I just don't. I don't know. This year something happened and I started watching NBA basketball again. Enough that I even bought the league pass so I could watch the Nuggets every week.
Really?
Yeah, I did. And I watched the Nuggets until they were out of the playoffs. And said, okay, that's enough for me. NBA basketball, the style of it is not my. But I could see Caitlin Clark landing that. I could easily see her as a seventh man off the bench, easily, and she would do better than half of the seventh men in the NBA, and put butts in the seats. And the WNBA would go, what happened to our first class planes? What happened? Why aren't we getting big hotels anymore? Where's all the crowds that used to come to watch us?
Yeah.
Which is what would happen. So
that's probably why she gets so much resentment.
Because they get to fly first class now?
No. The other players see her popularity and realize it's only because
it's a woman thing. It's a thing.
Her breasts are larger than mine.
Hers aren't, but some of them.
No, I'm saying that. Yeah.
And then of course, if we do that with Caitlin Clark, we got to move Sophie Cunningham, who is not just the most attractive player in the WNBA, but she's the funniest player. The whole finger pointing thing.
I didn't know who she was until I started seeing the memes come up with her finger pointing.
God. And the original video is better than the meme. So, and if you get the sound of the thing, if you've probably seen this, the blonde chick with the finger pointing, it's like got this angle to it that's just awesome, and her finger's so long. So I guess the other girl was telling her, "Don't point at me, don't point at me, don't point at me." So she just kept pointing. See the security guard pushing her away is trying to laugh. He's trying not to laugh. Yeah, the coach is. I mean, it's a soap opera is what it is, but at the same time, well, it's gonna kill the WNBA, which probably needed to die a long time ago.
Yeah.
But that's not fair to the up and coming players too. I saw a video the other day of some high school girl player, dropping threes from midcourt in a game, to the point where the other team was guarding her on free throws because she's that good. At some point, the NBA is gonna wise up to this. Some team is gonna get smart and say, you know what? We could use the ticket sales, just like the Tampa Bay Lightning did with Manon Rioux. It sells a few tickets, and it may turn into being something worthwhile.
Yeah,
but you got to be willing to take that chance.
Don't you point at me! 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 Don't you point at me!
Welcome back. I'm Dave.
I'm Rod.
Social media is wonderful. Social media is great. Hopefully you're following us on social media.
Yeah, hopefully.
We have X accounts.
Yeah.
Mine is simply at David Ray Bowman.
Mine is at Golliard Fryer, I believe.
That's on X anyway. Many of you are already following us on Facebook or wherever, but there you go. So my brain, gotta understand how my brain is weird. Okay. There are things which get into my head and I can't let go of.
Yes.
So yesterday I am working on the doorbell cam. We got a doorbell cam given to us 2 years ago. Then I finally decided, what the hell, I'm going to install it. In the middle of installing it, I'm having problems with the screws going into the board. It's not working right. So I'm getting a little frustrated. And I take a little break. I take a little Serenity Now break, right?
Yeah.
And I turn around and I look at my front yard. And the dandelions are just, it just looks like a sea of dandelions.
That's not good.
So my brain says, can't have this. So I put all the tools that I'm working on the doorbell down, go get the lawnmower, mow the front lawn, put the lawnmower away, go back to the doorbell. That's how my brain works, okay?
Okay.
Clearly, I have ADHD.
Yeah.
But I'm able...
OCD?
Yes. In most cases, I'm able to kind of control it a little bit, but every now and then something happens and I can't. So Rod makes this post on... That was on Facebook, wasn't it? It's on Facebook or X, I don't know. The bottom line was the post says, why are there millions of songs about love, but only one about kung fu fighting?
Yeah, that's right. I follow a number of sarcastic sources, and that was one of the things.
My brain said, yeah, why is there only one song about kung fu fighting? And if you know me, you know that music production is one of my things.
And now video production.
And now video production. And you may have noticed at the start of the show, and you will certainly hear it at the end of the show, there are now 2 songs about kung fu fighting. One of which is complaining about the fact that there's only one song about kung fu fighting. Did you know that the original song, Everybody Was Kung Fu Fighting, which is titled Kung Fu Fighting, by Carl Douglas? You're not old enough to remember this. August of 1974. I remember when this came out.
Okay. I was, what was I, 6? I was 6. So I probably wouldn't have known.
I was probably in the 4th or 5th grade. Maybe 3rd. What I remember is everybody running around doing the kung fu moves. Wow. And of course, kung fu with David Carradine was a thing back then.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's kind of, and my all-time favorite martial arts movie, Big Trouble in Little China. Love that. The song was originally meant to be a B-side. Did you know that? It wasn't even, it was a throwaway song. Carl Douglas, the guy that sings it, had written this, I Want to Give You My Everything. Well, actually, he hadn't written it, but he had it written for him. And it's this fancy, dancy love song that he was, you know, he thought was going to take it to the top. But he needed a B-side to the album. Now, for those of you who are younger, we used to release songs on what were called 45 records.
Yeah.
It'd be one song on a record. And you played it and you had to have a special insert on your phonograph so you could play it. And so they had to put something on the other side just because it was 2-sided. I guess technically they didn't have to, but they did.
Yeah.
And the story of B-sides, what are called B-side songs that became hits over the A-side are legendary. I mean, even the Beatles had B-side songs that became hits over the A-side. But Kung Fu Fighting was basically thrown together. It was a song with a melody but no words that they just kind of threw together. Okay, and they said, well, we need something for the B-side. They only had, are you ready for this? There are only 2 takes of the song.
Oh, seriously?
They only had 2 hours to record in the studio. That's all they had, is recording time. So 3 hours. So they did 2 takes of this thing. It was so over the top with chopping sounds, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the attitude was, well, it's the B-side. Who's going to listen anyway? Which is true. I mean, most of the time, B-sides, there are some B-sides out there. I think one of my favorites is Tom Petty did a B-side. I'm in love with a girl on LSD. That personally, I think it's his greatest, funniest song, but it never gets played because it's the B-side.
Yeah.
You don't know how it feels. Anyway, so the guy that was producing this stuff, a guy by the name of Robert Blanchflower, heard the B-side song and went, oh no, that's the A-side. Are you insane? Because for the first 5 weeks after they released it, 0 play, no sales.
Really?
None. But it started getting popular in dance clubs, which back then, folks, kids, the disco era was just starting to pick up. And it's a banger. You can dance to it. And eventually it charted at the UK at number 42. in 1974, peaked at number 1 on September 20th, 1974, my birthday, where it remained for 3 weeks. Then they released it in the United States, went on to sell 11 million records. There you go.
For 3 hours worth of work.
For 2 takes of a song that basically says, wah, wah.
Yeah. Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's literally one of the dumbest songs ever written if you get down to it, but it is quite funny. And of course, kung fu was becoming a thing back then. It was, I don't know, it was.
Hey, it's my martial art. I've done karate, but I loved kung fu.
See, I don't even know the difference. To me, it's all the same thing. But
so the videos that you've made, they're mostly doing karate.
How would I know? I told it to do kung fu.
Yeah. Kung fu is usually a bit more elegant, not the power strikes and stuff like that. It's more elegant circular movements.
See, when I went to do Tai Chi, that's the guy who kept telling me, oh, these are just martial arts moves that if you did them faster, you could kill someone.
They are, yeah.
And I went, well, that's cool. Why don't we do them faster? I was having a hard enough time doing them slow. So anyway, everybody was kung fu fighting, and now you'll be happy to know that there are 2 songs celebrating the wonder that is kung fu fighting.
You know, I can read the stars. I can predict your future. The alignment of planets tells me everything. For you, great fortune is coming soon. Trust me, the stars never lie.
As Rod mentioned in the previous segment, I have added video creation to my repertoire of things that I enjoy doing now.
Yeah, you're getting really good at it.
It's fun. It's interesting. It's also expensive, which means that I need to make money. Because if I'm going to pursue this hobby at the ripe old age of 62, I'm going to need, listen, Social Security's not going to pay for this. So it's like, I got to figure out a way to make some money. So needless to say, as we are approaching the middle of the year and looking forward to the end of the year, Rod, we know that the Hallmark holiday specials are coming.
They're coming. They're in production right now.
I tried before to do a holiday treatment, and well,
you were slapped down hard.
Problems with that one, but now I've come. Now I've got it. Now I have the solution.
What is the solution, Dave? Because Tay-Tay is not going to work this time.
No. So hopefully you were following the news a couple of weeks ago when a story broke that the Southern Poverty Law Center was actually funding Nazi groups.
Yes.
In fact, it turns out...
We talked about that.
Yeah, we did. It turned out that the entire Charlottesville thing was basically a Southern Poverty Law Center funded event. With me here?
Nice. Yeah.
Meaning that the Southern Poverty Law Center, a group designed to fight hatred, was actually paying people to hate.
To foment hatred.
And it's kind of like the homeless industrial complex. The homeless industrial complex is not interested in solving homelessness. They're interested in getting paid. So in order to get paid, if they solve homelessness, well, that's not going to work. So we do just enough to make it look like we're doing something without actually any accomplishment. It's called activity as opposed to accomplishment. It's what makes politicians feel better. Well, look, things are happening. Are they actually accomplishing anything? Why no?
Well, they're happening, though. It's a work in progress.
One of the things I point out to people on a regular basis is that if you're in the homeless industrial complex and you get these grants every year from the federal government to fight homelessness, one of the conditions of those grants is, quote, you must serve more than this year than you did last year. So basically, I have to produce more homelessness in order to keep getting money from the federal government. So the Southern Poverty Law Center is paying the Nazis.
Yeah.
If that was all there was to it, you'd go,
That's not a Hallmark special.
who's surprised by that? Then we learned this. One of the bosses at the Southern Poverty Law Center is a woman.
Mm-hmm.
She's no Caitlin Clark. She's certainly no Sophie Cunningham. She personally made sure that $1.2 million was sent to the neo-Nazi group to foment hate, which the Southern Poverty Law Center could point their fingers at and go, see, hate.
Yeah.
If that was all there was to it, you'd go, well, I guess she was just doing her job, right? That wouldn't be a good Hallmark movie either, would it?
No.
But it turns out, Rod, that she was in love with the leader of the neo-Nazi group. Not only was she in love with him, they were living together.
So this is where
And they have a joint bank account.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
My brain said, I need a green light on this right now. Title, A Very Complicated Christmas.
Are you actually working on this?
It's still working on the title.
Okay.
Victoria Harmon is the charismatic CEO of the nation's largest anti-extremist nonprofit. She's a media darling who raises millions by warning donors about dangerous hate groups lurking around every corner. I'm thinking Sophie Cunningham here.
Okay.
Every successful fundraising campaign, though, needs a villain. And one of her most effective examples is a small but highly visible extremist organization run by a handsome, blue-eyed troublemaker named Eric Winter. That's Winter, but
Eric Winter.
What nobody knows is that Eric and Victoria have never met yet. Bum, 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 bum. What also nobody knows is that some of Victoria's nonprofit money, of course, is quietly going to Eric's organization through a maze of consulting contracts, shell nonprofits, speaking fees, and, quote, research grants, which creates a perfect ecosystem. Eric gets money. Victoria gets frightening headlines. Donors write bigger checks. Everybody wins. You with me here?
I am.
Interested yet? You ready to write that check for me? We began with a Senate committee which is sniffing around both organizations. Victoria decides she needs to see Eric for herself before things start to unravel. She travels to the picturesque Christmas town of Evergreen Hollow, which is where Eric lives. She's expecting a monster. Instead, she discovers a charming man who spends his morning repairing historical buildings, coaching youth hockey, and helping his elderly neighbors shovel snow. He, of course, knows exactly who she is because she's on TV all the time. He just doesn't know that secretly she's the one sending him money to his group. He doesn't know that.
Okay.
And this is where the Hallmark Act takes over. She falls first. It's hard because, women. But she watches him rescue a Christmas pageant.
Send your letters to WTF@whatthefrock.org.
He teaches her to skate. They decorate the town square together. They get trapped in a gazebo during a snowstorm. He tells her he is tired of the movement he's created. He feels trapped by the expectations and by the people who depend upon him. For the first time in years, both of them start imagining a different life. Meanwhile, though, in the real world, the organizations continue feeding off on each other. Every scandal increases donations. Every donation strengthens both sides. Neither is willing to admit that the machine has become bigger than both of them. In Act 3, the truth will explode. A journalist played by me, will uncover the financial relationship. I need to get paid. The story will go national. We'll break it on this podcast. Eric learns that Victoria's organization has been secretly funding his operation for years. Worse, he learns that she knew about it. The woman he's come to love built part of her career turning him into a fundraising machine and monster. The woman he loves helped create the very system he now hates. He feels manipulated, used, and even humiliated. But Victoria insists that her feelings are real. He does believe that part. What he can't determine is whether anything else was real or not. It's the dark night of the soul. Christmas Eve, snow falling. Eric sits alone in the church. His lieutenant tells him, "You know she used you." His lawyer tells him, "You should probably keep using her." Because, lawyers.
Yeah.
But because the scandal has doubled donations to both organizations, the incentives remain. The machine still works. Instead of asking whether he can forgive her, the real question becomes, can either of them walk away from a system that makes them rich, famous, and powerful? And of course, it's a Hallmark movie, so will he?
Is he going to run for office now?
I don't know. I haven't gotten to that part yet.
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm still trying to.
That could be the second movie.
Well, I mean, obviously, if I get paid,
Evergreen Hollow Mare or something, whatever it's called.
And then the strike back, of course, the other organizations, get upset.
Yeah.
They start questioning everything.
So do I get a role in this movie?
Do you want a role in this movie? You could be, you're going to be on the podcast with you where we break the story. So
okay.
You could be there. I mean, you could be the lieutenant, the evil lieutenant or the lawyer. I mean, Pat could play the lawyer because
he's a lawyer. Because he's a slimy lawyer.
I don't know. What do you think? I mean, is this going to make me some money?
I don't know.
Because otherwise, I'm not going to continue this video creation stuff because it's expensive, man. They want. Grok does a great job, but it's limited. I mean, you do 10 seconds at a time.
Yeah.
You know how long that takes to do 10 seconds at a time?
It takes a long time.
I did a 3-minute video for this Kung Fu fighting song, and it took the better part of a day.
Yeah.
I don't have that. As you know, I'm easily distracted. I don't have that concentration to keep doing that. I got to go do something else. And at the end of the day, well, there you go. So there's my idea for my Hallmark movie this year.
Okay.
I don't have a title yet. A very complicated Christmas doesn't work. It needs something that's more, she loved a Nazi. He loved a anti-hate extremist. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Send your suggestions.
I thought your other concept was better, but I know how that got smashed. So.
Yeah, that got smashed. That wasn't going anywhere. This one pulls right from the headlines of the day.
Yeah.
And it's basically, this one has the advantage of being able to say, based on a true story.
It does, yeah, actually.
We'll get all the sheeple to go, what's really happened?
Instead of Dave's Fantasy Island.
I'm Prem Jyotish. Did you know that planetary energies rule your daily habits? But sometimes it seems that life is only sending storms your way. Dave and Rod are just two of the people who I have helped through those storms. And I can help you too. Make life's decisions easy. Listen to the What the Frock podcast each and every week and take your steps towards prosperity.
Welcome back. I'm Rabbi Dave.
I am Friar Rod.
So gas here is now under $5. Hooray. Hooray.
It's
I think.
$4.79 yesterday for me.
If I lived in Spokane, this is the part that's funny here in Washington. So we have this city called Spokane. It's spelled Spokane, but it's Spokane. It's the easternmost city really in Washington State. And it's like the 4th biggest city. I mean, it would be the capital of Eastern Washington if Eastern Washington became a state.
No.
But Spokane sits literally on the border of Idaho. And people are starting to complain that the traffic going to Idaho to buy gas, because there's literally a gas, it crosses the bridge, crosses the river, and there's a gas station at exit 1, and it's one of those big truck stops. And people are complaining about the traffic because all the Spokaneans are going to Idaho to buy their gas.
Of course.
It's almost $2 cheaper a gallon. And I think that's unfair that they get to do that. We don't. I mean, I would have to drive 6 hours to do that.
Yeah.
And that's not fair. To me, it's not fair. But you'll be happy to know that our governor, Bob Ferguson, Sideshow Bob as they call him, who has pursued policies that have basically left Seattle empty, has come out this week and said, well, we need to do more to support local businesses.
Well, too late.
Yeah, you did. You did need to do that, but what are you going to do now? So, I don't know. The good news is that the state of Washington has signed a compact with Oregon and California and Canada to combine our carbon markets. Those carbon credit markets.
The make-believe environmental thing.
They flew on a private jet to an announcement to do this. And former Governor Jay Inslee, who, by the way, lives in Idaho now because the gas put out a big press release and a big social media post. I don't know why these people post on social media. I really don't. If you're Bob Ferguson or Jay Inslee, why are you posting on social media? Because, look, if you don't understand the term ratio, how ratio applies in social media, go look up Bob Ferguson or Jay Inslee, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's like, why would you even post this? Because the only people who are actually reading you or actually following you are the people who hate you, and they can't wait to comment on it.
Yeah.
It's terrible. But the good news is our gas is under $5 a gallon.
Yeah. Ours is slated to go up. There's a tax that's supposed to go into effect July 1st.
Yep, ours does too. $1.70 of that gas price, $4.95 a gallon. $1.70 of that is just taxes. Here in the state of Washington, for the Climate Control Act.
Yeah.
Which does nothing except fund non-governmental organizations to educate people about climate change.
Yeah.
I wish I lived closer to Idaho to be able to cross, because I've been in Spokane a few times, and I've gone in Spokane. I've been there for a couple of days. Let's go over to Idaho to get gas. It's $1 cheaper. It's worth the 14-minute drive.
Yeah,
to Coeur d'Alene to get cheaper gas. But who knows what's going on? Well, on that note, I still know where Bosnia is, and I even know what the Herzegovinians are.
Okay.
I'm still hoping that we win on Wednesday, because otherwise this is going to be a really boring show next week. I'm Rabbi Dave.
I'm Friar Rod.
And this has been a weird episode of
What the Frock?
I've got a vision, and it just won't quit. A chalk top built on a spinning back kick. The drummer hits hard, the guitarist slides. Sensei on the dance floor, teaching funky vibes. No more lonely tears by the telephone. Let's get some nunchucks into the danger zone. A little soul, a little style, a little bamboo.